Alright, y'all, it is time for another thrift with me. I'm so excited to go into this Goodwill. Last time I went into this Goodwill, I think I spent over $300. I did a whole video on it. I'll link it up on the screen. So I had a lot of luck at this one Goodwill. My fingers are crossed that I have the same amount of luck, but if I don't, there actually is another Goodwill nearby I could go to. It's 4:20. These Goodwills close at 8, so I don't have tons of time. Hopefully this one is good. So we are going to go inside and hopefully find some really good things to sell online for a profit on places like Poshmark and eBay. Oh, by the way, hey y'all. I didn't do my intro. Hey y'all, my name is MOGIBETH. For those of y'all who are new here, I owned a 6-figure reselling business selling clothing, women's clothing online on places like Poshmark and eBay. So that's what we're doing. We're buying inventory for my reselling business. All right, let's go inside and see what we can find. Alright, well, as per usual, I beelined for the jeans section. I actually just covered this in the newsletter that came out today for my 3 favorite sections of the thrift store. If you haven't subscribed to the newsletter, you can do so at mogibeth.com. I came across mother jeans, my favorite, potentially, denim brand to find other than maybe a Goldie, but unfortunately, they were damaged and had that big old hole, so that was really unfortunate. I found these Current Elliott jeans. This is the newer Current Elliott tag, and I just talked about in one of the videos about brands I don't pick up anymore, how I don't pick up Current Elliott. Just for experimentation's sake, I did put it in my cart and checked comps on those jeans because they were a newer style, and my suspicions were confirmed. They were not worth picking up, so I did end up putting those back. Now I am in my second favorite section, the pants section. I mentioned this in the newsletter too, but brands I'm really looking for in this section include probably the top 3 that I come across most often and that I really like picking up that are more bread and butter are Beta Brand, Spanx, and Athleta. And Athleta is kind of a new addition to that because I wasn't picking up Athleta for a lot of my reselling career. Those Max Mara pants, I'll talk about more in the haul, but those will be going to the Real, but of course Max Mara is a very expensive designer. So next I went to the uniform section and I found this Dickies jumpsuit. I know some Dickies sells for pretty good money. I've sold Dickies corduroy pants that did really well, but after looking up comps on that jumpsuit, I did put it back. But really what I'm looking for in the uniform section almost exclusively are figs. But then I headed over to the dresses section, came across this Eliza J dress. I'm really particular with Eliza J that I pick up, and so I did pass on that one. But what I really like is going to the maxi dress section. I did find this Show Me Your Muumuu dress, which I put in my cart, but then after checking this style, I'm pretty sure that the previous owner had altered the straps. I think they were supposed to go straight back instead of that kind of racerback style, so I did end up putting that one back. This brand that you're about to see, it's called Mori Lee, and it's a formal wear brand that actually can do really well. And after checking comps, I've actually never sold it before, and they had 2 gray dresses by that brand that in retrospect I could have picked up. Comps kind of supported my decision to pick it up depending on the price, but I decided that going into the summer, gray was not the first color I wanted to experiment with this brand on, so I did end up passing on them. But after I went through the maxi dress section, I went to shoes, and they actually had a lot of great shoe brands, but they were all marked up, unfortunately. Which happens from time to time, but often, they will miss a good pair of shoes. But these Sorels were marked up to $29.99, but really Sorels have been selling so well for me that I really considered picking them up, and I spent a long time looking up comps, and they could have sold for I think $70 to $80, so I was really debating, is it worth taking on the risk of $30? And eventually I decided to put it back. I'd probably have to sell for about $100 for me to want to spend $30 on them. But I don't think I ended up finding too many shoes in this section. But then I went over to men's, and what I end up doing in men's a lot of times is spending a lot of time Googling brands on my phone that I've never heard of, which I think is really, really important and a great way to learn more as a reseller. So I always, if I have time, try to spend a little bit of time in men's just for education purposes alone. And sometimes I'll come across brands that look like they might do well, and since I can check comps and that gives me a pretty good understanding of what the average sales price will be, but it doesn't really give me a good understanding of what the demand is and what the sell-through rate would be. So it's still an experimentation, and I try to experiment with brands. Then I went through the athletic wear section and came across these Sweaty Betty leggings, when Sweaty Betty is a great athletic bolo brand, but they were too damaged to pick up. And then I came across a pair of Free People Movement leggings here. I would say always check comps on Free People Movement, because some pieces do really, really well and some don't. And I ended up putting these Free People leggings back because they did not look like they performed well on Poshmark. Okay, so didn't find $300 worth of stuff this time. Spent like $80, unfortunately. The first 30 minutes of the trip, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good, I'm finding such good stuff. And then after that, it was just like, I found nothing. So, I mean, I found some things, which I'll show you in the haul. We'll either just end it here and just do a little haul of everything I found, or I might try to sneak in another Goodwill trip if I can. So, we'll just see. But I will see you regardless in the haul. Some stuff I did find is really, really good, so I can't wait to show you. Alright. Bye. Okay, time for thrift haul part 1. I actually did end up going to another thrift store quickly. Didn't find a ton at the second one, but I will take you along with me and then show you thrift haul part 2 as well. So let's start here. For all of these pieces, I'm going to show you what I found, but then also tell you what I think they're going to sell for based off of me checking comps. That's the projected sales price, and then based off of that, I'm going to tell you what my projected profit is if I were to sell it on Poshmark without a shipping discount. And then we'll also review projected gross profit margin. So the first piece I found is a brand that used to be like a really big bolo brand, Good American. It's been slower to sell for me recently. It still will sell for good money, but it takes a while. I paid $12.99 for these. I think they're in like brand new condition. They still have this little barb on it. They're size 0 or 25, and they have some distressing on the ankle, on the knee, and then on the back pocket. It's really cute. I love this acid wash. Definitely on trend, so I was happy about that. They're called the Good American Good Legs Distressed Skinny Ankle Jean in blue 616. So if you sell Good American, you know they put their style colors in like blue 615 or blue 637. And I paid $12.99. I project that they're going to sell for $45, which would give me a profit of about $23 and a projected profit margin of 51.13%. I typically like to shoot for 60%, but with Goodwill's prices being so high, I am willing to compromise, especially on certain pieces. This piece I'm actually going to send to the RealReal. This is Max Mara, which is a very expensive designer. I paid $6.99 for these. These are actually some really nice blue trousers. I considered selling them myself, but then after checking comps, I decided I just want to go ahead and send them to the RealReal. I feel like Max Mara, especially pieces like this, it's a brand that actually sells better on the RealReal and faster on the RealReal than it would in my closet. But this does actually look like a recent style. Feels like modern fabric, and the silhouette is really nice as well. So I went ahead and just, based off of Max Mara trousers I've sent to the RealReal in the past, kind of put those numbers in. So I spent $6.99. I think from the RealReal I'll probably make 18 bucks, which isn't a lot, but I don't have to do anything more other than just send it in. So I might as well just take the money. That would give me a projected profit of $7.41. and a projected profit margin of 41.17%. So you definitely take a hit on your projected profit and projected profit margin usually when you send things into the RealReal rather than sell it yourself. But again, it requires no labor on your part, just shopping and sending it in. Okay, these I'm pretty sure I have sold before. This is Everlane, and with Everlane trousers I'm pretty picky because certain pieces will do well, certain ones won't. I paid $7.99, but this particular style is actually 100% wool, and so it does really well. It sold really well for me last time. These are a size 4, and they are in the color black. I think the other ones I sold were in blue. Yeah, and I had sold them before on eBay. So I paid $7.99 for them. I project that they will sell for about 40 bucks, which is great, with a projected profit of about $24 and a projected profit margin of about 60%. So right on the money. Okay, next is a pair of Bowden trousers. Lots of pants in this haul, which is pretty typical for me. I really like going through the pants section, have a lot of luck there. This is the newer Bowden tag, and they are a size 16, which is great. I paid $9.99 for these. Really cute paper bag trousers with the belt in a really bright red color. Well, they're coming off brighter, I think, on the camera, but they're just, you know, red. I actually didn't check comps on those in the store. I just threw them in my cart, which I don't recommend doing, but I do generally have pretty good luck with Bowden, newer styles like that, especially with plus size. So I project that they will sell for $40 again, which would give me a profit of $22 and a projected profit margin of about 55%. Okay, this is a brand that if you watched my bread and butter brands I want to pick up more this year, this was on there, and I have been picking it up more this year. I'm excited to see how these will do. This is Athleta. Paid $7.99 for these, and they are a pant with this kind of gray tuxedo stripe on the side. It almost feels kind of like a scuba material, so it's probably for colder weather. Yeah, and it's fleece lined, which is really, really nice. Maybe it's more of like a commuter pant or a ski type snow pant, but it's really easy to check comps on Athleta, which I love because they have the style name right in the materials tag, so you can easily just look it up and then check comps. That particular style is called the Street to Summit tights, so that makes sense. Commuter to skiing. So it might take a little while for them to sell because we're going into summer, but that's okay. Paid $7.99 for them. I project to make $35, which would give me a projected profit of about 20 bucks and a projected profit margin of 57.17%. And then similarly, I found another Athleta piece. These are really cute. This is the Athleta tag, size 6. They are a wide leg crop. They have this little button detail along the ankle, which is cute. And I paid $7.99 for these. They are in excellent condition. They are called the Athleta Tribeca crop in Turn Gray. And I project these to sell for a little bit more at $38, which would give me a projected profit of $22.41 and a projected profit margin of 58.97%, or about 60, which is perfect. Okay, I did spend a little bit of time in the men's section, and I found this piece. This is a brand I never sold before. Here, I'll show you. On the outside it says Saxx, S-A-X-X. Paid $6.99 for these. I'll show you the inside logo. I wanted to look these up because they looked nice. They look like nice quality. And so when I looked them up, comps looked a little bit all over the place. Some of the same style of shorts had sold really well, some a little bit lower. So we're gonna pick them up, try them out, see how they do. They're called the Pilot 2-in-1 short. They have, you know, biker shorts on the inside, and they seem like, I don't know, just really nice quality. So we will see. I'm always experimenting with men's brands because I know so little about men's clothing. So this was a piece, the only piece I found on a new rack, and it is, if you recognize that, Arc'teryx. I was really excited. I don't think I've ever found Arc'teryx at Goodwill before. I got one piece in my thread-up box that sold really well. The inside is really, if you can see that, faded, unfortunately. But I was able to figure out the style name. I just don't know if I'm going to be able to figure out the size, honestly. Especially since they put this X right over it. It's kind of hard. Well, I'll have to figure it out. I think it is like a men's, I don't know, medium or something. But I paid $9.99 for it. And after checking comps, I didn't even check comps because I was like, Arc'teryx, I'm definitely getting it. I think this will sell for about $58, which would give me a projected profit of $36.41 and a projected profit margin of 62.78%. So I'm very excited with that find. And then this was the last piece that I found at this Goodwill. This is a little black cocktail dress that has this square cutout along the neckline. And the brand is By the Way, which is an in-house Revolve brand. And it's similar to Super Down, or another one of their in-house lines is called About Us. And in fact, About Us and By the Way are very similar. I think this exact style has actually been sold under the Super Down brand. And so it's just done with both. But anyways, I find dresses like this, they don't sell for a ton of money. These brands, By the Way, Super Down, About Us, don't retail for a lot, but they do sell quickly and reliably, so I like to pick them up. I paid $7.99 for this dress. It is a size small. It's called the CC Square Neck Mini Dress. And I projected it'll sell for about $28, which would give me a projected profit of $14.41 and a projected profit margin of 51.46%. So hopefully it does sell quickly and reliably. All right, well, that's everything for part 1. Now we're going to go to thrift stop number 2, take you inside, take you thrifting, and then I'll meet you back here for the second part of the haul. Okay, so I just went to the bins and tried to film a bins thrift with me, and after I think an hour and a half realized it was just not going anywhere. I wasn't finding very much at all, so I put everything back and decided, hey, let's do another thrift stop for this thrift with me. So I'm out, you know, far away from my house. This is a thrift store that I actually love, but I don't go to very often. It's a Goodwill. So let's jump in and see. I'm not gonna spend too much time here, but let's jump in here and see what we can find. All right. Once again, I went directly to the jeans section, and then I went to dresses. In this Goodwill, I found a really pretty Lulu's dress, but it was priced too high. It was priced at $9.99, which is just a little bit too much for me to pay at Lulu's for Lulu's. If it was new with tag and it was more of a formal wear dress, I probably would have picked it up for $9.99, but that kind of dress I decided to pass. Found this Athleta sweater within the dresses section, and what I love about Athleta, like other brands, is that they include the date that it was produced on the materials tag, so that was from winter 2020. But then after checking comps, because they do have a style number that makes it easy to check comps, I did pass on that. This ModCloth dress I actually did check comps on too, because it was 50% off, but decided to put it back after checking comps. Y'all, I cannot stress the importance of checking comps. I've been doing this for 5 years and I still check comps on almost everything. There are certain things like Madewell jeans that I have a lot of experience selling that I won't check comps on. If I've sold it very recently, I don't necessarily have to check comps, but almost everything else, different styles within different brands will sell differently. So that Free People dress that I came across back there, that black, blue and white one that was priced at $29.99, I had to put it back. It was too expensive, but I fell in love with that dress, and I actually found it on Poshmark in my size, and I'm kind of considering buying it. It actually looks like it's a nursing friendly dress too, which is great. I went back into, I think this is the dresses section, but I was actually able to come across this brand that was new to me. The cloth tag made it seem like it would be an expensive brand, ZNL, and when I looked it up, it does retail maxi dresses between $100 and $180, but sold on Poshmark did not look good, so I put it back. Okay, well, today is just not my day when it comes to thrifting, I think, because I spent actually a good amount of time in there. and I found a total of 3 things. But the good news is I only spent like $12 something on those 3 things, so pretty low cost of goods, especially for Portland. So I'll show you this tiny little haul, and then yeah, this will just be, you know, sometimes thrift with me's you spend $600, sometimes you just spend a lot of time spending $100, but you know what, that's just reselling, that's the name of the game. So okay, we'll do a little haul, and yeah, thanks so much for coming along with me. Okay, part 2 of the haul is going to be really quick because there's only 3 pieces that I found, but there are actually 3 pretty good ones. The first is actually another pair of Max Mara pants. This is a little bit older of a style, as you can see here, but I was able to get these for half off because when I went this week's green tags were half off. So I paid about $3.50 for these, and they are just, again, a wide leg, high-rise black trouser that I'm going to send into the Real. I've got to put that on my to-do list for this weekend, is get together my The Real shipment. But again, I think I'm going to make about $18 from these. I think I'll sell for more. I think that's what I'm going to make from them. So that would give me a projected profit of $10.91 and a projected profit margin of 60.58%. Okay, this is a brand I have sold I think once before, and I just know that it's a really good pajama brand or intimates or robes brand. However, I wasn't really sure how well it did, so when I found this, I was like, oh, let's, you know, check comps and see how it does, and it looked like it did pretty well. So I decided to go ahead and pick it up. It's Roller Rabbit, and this is a robe, one size. It's in really excellent condition. It has the belt attached, and yeah, it's this kind of jersey heart print robe, which is really cute. And this was also half off, so I thought it was worth trying out. $7.99, so I paid about $4 for it. It's called the Roller Rabbit Heart Axle robe, and I projected it'll actually sell for $38, which would be great, and it would give me a projected profit of $26.41 and a projected profit margin of 69.49%, which is awesome. And the last one is actually the one I'm most excited about. This is a brand I had no knowledge of before finding it, but it's linen. It's more of that lag-and look style, and so I looked it up and found that actually the comps that were available did really well. So it is called Fog Linen Work. It's 100% linen. It's this blue check midi dress. I think these are 3/4 sleeves. I don't know if it's just one size because there's no size tag anywhere. So it might just be a one size fits all situation, or I will just have to disclose that the size tag is missing, include measurements, of course, and then guess what the size is. But has also these patch pockets along the waist, which I thought were really cute. And they only had it marked, I don't know if they thought it was kids or something, but they had it marked at $4.99. Which is incredibly low for our Goodwills, especially in the dresses department. I don't think I've ever seen anything marked at $4.99. So I was actually really excited about that find. After getting home and looking up a little bit more, it's a Tokyo-based brand, which I thought was really cool. I don't know how big of a following it has here in the States. I mean, enough that there were sold comps that looked great with it, but it might take a little while to sell. It might sell better on eBay. We'll just have to wait and see. So I paid $4.99, and based off of comps, I think it's going to sell for $70, which is awesome. And that would give me a projected profit of about $51 and a projected profit margin of 72.87%. So this little trip, even though I only found 3 items, had a really great average profit margin, really great profits for each one of the pieces. So I was very happy with the little haul that I did have. So overall, I spent $91.39 on this entire thrift haul from both locations. I project to make $456 in sales and $273.41 in profit, and my average profit margin was 57.98%. So a small haul, not a huge profit. I've definitely had bigger hauls with better profits, but profit margin 57.90% is actually pretty good. And sometimes, you know, you just don't have huge hauls. Sometimes you go to Goodwill and they have what they have, and you just have to make your best selections and don't buy just to buy. So let me know in the comments down below what your favorite piece was. I think my favorite piece was this linen dress. I'm really excited to see how it does. I went to Tokyo once and fell in love with it, so anything Tokyo related I love, and I like that whole linen breathable look. It's really cute. So let me know what your favorite piece was, and if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big ol' thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Okay, love y'all. Bye!